What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, like always on a Monday, I'm going to be doing an analysis video. So today I thought I'd take you through UJ and GU. So if we start with UJ, and we will start on the daily time frame. So UJ is still very, very bullish, and personally, I'm only going to be looking at buys. So if we start from the bottom of this move, we can see that price has come into it took out this area of weekly liquidity, tapped into this weekly area of demand. And then on the daily time frame, we started to shift back bullish. Here we were printing a series of lower lows and lower highs. Then price had an initial change of character on the daily time frame just here. When we broke past that most recent structure, price then came back, retested this area here, wicking out this sort of area of liquidity, tapping into this area of demand. We then had a further break of structure on the daily when we had this structure taken out. And we also had one more as well, just here. This sort of area here, I wouldn't consider a break of structure. This one is quite a significant structure as we've had, this extended pullback, and then we came back up, taking out the high. We also came into this daily area of demand. We mitigated that, and that is where this move originated from. So as for like overall long-term targets, we do have this area of supply here on the daily, which, as you can see, price came very close to mitigating, but it actually missed it. So that is the reason why I believe that UJ still has some potential upside, and we should see it come to at least this area of supply if we were going to see it roll over and turn bearish. So for now, we are still looking for buys. And if we just go to the lower time frames now and look at potential areas where we could look to get in the buys. So if we draw a fib on this entire range, we want to be making sure that our buy positions are in a discount. And so we want price to come at least below this 50%. And the two main areas that I'm seeing below this area, which are valid for me for buys, we do have this area of demand just here, which was induced by this wick. As you can see, this wick came very close to this 4-hour level of demand, but we didn't actually reach it. So that's why I'm seeing this as a sort of inducement above the area of demand before price to then later come back and retest this area of demand, taking out the wick. So approaching this from an inducement perspective, if we just draw that on, so we could see something like this where price, from where it is now, travels down to this area of demand, takes out that wick as inducement, taps into the area of demand, and then we see that clean confirmation, and then we can look for the buys up to that daily area of supply. So it would be a very nice swing trade with a lower time frame entry if we do manage to get that confirmation, like I said. And if price does manage to pull back all the way into this region, it would be very, very clean for buys, in my opinion. So yeah, that's really it for UJ at the moment. Like I said, buys from this region up to this area of supply at around 146 sort of area. And of course, if this area breaks, we will most likely see this 152 high taken out as well. So yeah, that's really it for UJ. If we go to GU now. And again, we will start on the daily time frame. So daily at the moment is clearly bullish. We've had this daily break of structure just here. After price had come down, took out this liquidity and tapped into a lower time frame area of demand, which I will show you on the 4-hour. So the area of demand that price came into was like this sort of region. As you can see, we came in, mitigated that, and that's where we got that clean reversal. We then had that daily break of structure. And if we look at last week's price action, we can see that after taking out this high, price created this imbalanced range, came back down, retraced and filled it completely, tapping into this daily area of demand. And that is where we got this move up from. Currently, price has created these equal highs up here on the daily, which is why I think GU has more potential upside. And the area where I would see GU go into in the short term, and we could see some sells coming in from this area. We have this clear area of daily supply, which caused this massive drop back in April of last year. So if price were to return to this level, we could see some sells, either, long-term sells back to the low or just a minor retracement. But either way, that would be quite a nice area to capitalize on for the shorts. Real quick as well, if we go on the weekly time frame, we can see that the weekly is technically still bearish. We've tapped into this weekly level of supply. We then had this weekly bearish break of structure as well. And price has now pulled back towards premium pricing. So this level here would be an area definitely to be aware of, since price could very well come into this level and continue its weekly trend back in that bearish direction if we were to come into this level. So for now, still looking at buys as the daily is very bullish, but just being aware that this level could cause price to roll over or could cause some selling pressure to kick in. So now if we just focus on this little internal trend that we have, so this trend right here, after tapping into the daily area of demand, price liquidated these early buyers just here. We then had that change of character just here. As price went from printing lower lows and lower highs, we then took out the lower high structure, pulled back, mitigated an area of lower time frame demand, and then continued the wave over to the upside. So we had a further break of structure just here. Price then liquidated this sort of support or area of liquidity. We had a lot of equal lows in this area. We then, with this wick here, tapped into this sort of area, broke structure once again when we had this structure just here taken out. And like I said before, we created these two equal highs, which is why I'm seeing further upside on GU. However, I do now anticipate that price will probably come back and pull back into some sort of area down here. So as for areas where we could look to get in the buys, one area that stood out for me was this imbalanced area of demand here, which was the area of demand which swept this liquidity to the left. And it is also at the extreme of the current range. So the current bullish leg is from this low to this high. This imbalanced area of demand down here is at the extreme point or the lowest point of that range. And we also have a little bit of liquidity resting above it as well. If we just go to the lower time frames, that's clear to see. Just here, as you can see, price was generating this sort of floor of liquidity just above our area. So in my opinion, if price can come and retrace all the way back down to this level, that would be a very clean level to look for sells. And of course, we'd also want to wait for a confirmation at that level. So something like this, where price retraces into our level, we get that clean change in order flow, and then price, we can look to buy price back up to that high. Or also, if we want to swing the trade, we can also look for holding it to that 1.3 level. Personally, I like to take profits at this current high though. But yeah, that's really all I'm seeing on GU at the moment. Another thing we could have, if this level fails, we still have this 4-hour level of demand down here, which was not tested. As you can see, we could also view this as an inducement where price came very close to the demand, but didn't actually tap it. And if we just quickly go and refine that, we did have this area of demand on the 30-minute and the 45 just here, which priced narrowly missed and sort of induced. So we could also see price come back into this level where the buys could kick in. So yeah, we'll just stay reactive to what price tells us. This would be my main focus for right now, though. But of course, if that level fails, then we can also look at some more discounted levels down here as well, such as this level. But overall, that is my outlook for GU. So going for it one more time. On the daily time frame, price is overall bullish, and we are anticipating that price will buy up at least to this 1.3 area of supply. But keeping in mind that the weekly time frame is still bearish, and we are approaching premium pricing, so we could see price roll over from this area, or we could see some longer term sells from it. But for now, focusing on the short term buys from one of these areas of demand to take out these equal highs that price created at the end of last week. But I hope you guys found this video useful. If you want me to go through any other pairs every Monday, then drop them in the description below. Also, make sure to comment your analysis below, like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video.